What if I told you your greatest blessing is not your money, is not your success, is not your promotion, is not your influence? The one thing that made the nation of Israel the greatest among every other nation was God was near to them. Moses talks about this in Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 7. For what great nation is there that has its God near, as the Lord our God is near to us whenever we call upon him? The greatest strength of Israel was not in its army, was not in its wealth, was not in its numbers. The difference was God was near to them. The God who split the Red Sea, the God who stopped the waters of Jordan. And the nations knew about it. Rahab testifies this. She says that when the people of Jericho heard what God had done for Israel, their hearts melted with fear. Joshua chapter 2 verse 11. Think about this. The walls of Jericho had protected them for generations. It was their confidence, it was their security. But this time it was different. What Israel had, Jericho had not encountered before. Their God was real, their God was near. They had a God who fought for his people. The people realized that Israel was not alone. They faced the God of Israel who was with them. Jericho had its walls, but Israel had their God, and that was enough to shake the entire city. Because when God is near, people notice the difference. Look at Daniel. He excelled above all the governors of Babylon. His enemies plotted against him, threw him in a lion's den, but God shut the mouth of the lions. The schemes of man couldn't stop the purposes of God. Look at David. God's presence was with David. The Bible says David succeeded in all his undertakings because God was with him. The presence of God took a shepherd boy from the fields and raised him up as a king. Maybe you're thinking you wandered too far away from God. You made too many mistakes. But Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 29 says, if you seek the Lord, you will find him when you seek the Lord with all your heart. James chapter 4 verse 8 echoes the same message. Draw near to God and he will draw near to you. God has not abandoned you today. He is waiting for you to come back. So today, call upon him. Return back to him today. Because when God is near, wisdom increases. When God is near, fear loses its power. When God is near, favor overflows. When God is near, even your enemies notice the hand of God in your life. The greatest blessing in your life is not what God gives you. The greatest blessing is God is near. God bless you. God bless you.